Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Diane, Texas, Lucky Gardenia's Dashboard Confessional. I haven't done this in quite a while and I'm a little bit nervous, but Elvis is in the building, so we're good to go. I wasn't going to do this because I'm like trying to think of what of interest I have to even share with you. And I think I got 3 hours of sleep last night. But it's been, I think, since December 2nd since I've posted anything. And I guess maybe a lot's happened during that time, but you know, my life is just so darn exciting. I do have on my Cowboys t-shirt today. I had to run to the Kia dealership. My tags came in the nick of time. I guess that's taking a really long time due to the high rate of people getting COVID, and have slowed down that process. But it was almost 2 months, and surprisingly enough, you know, I'm kind of freaked out about driving. In 2 months, I've only put on 500 miles on my car. So that tells you that I'm kind of being a mushroom, just hanging out at home. But I think where I last left off, I had people to see and places to go. And that evening I did meet up with some friends. It's a monthly gathering, and met some new people, had a great time. Wore one of my funky outfits. It was, you know, at my age, it just gets down to you are who you are. And I'm kind of with the philosophy of wear your joy. And anyone that follows me on my other social media, Instagram, Lucky Gardenia, or Diane Rivera on Facebook, I'm probably not your normal 62-year-old grandma. I wore a black and white horizontal striped, it was made out of t-shirt material, but it was long sleeve. I love black and white stripes. And then it was a parachute kind of, I'm trying to just, a parachute really doesn't describe it. It's kind of looks like an apron probably from the front, or it has like the straps. You know, it scoop neck so you can see the black and white stripes. But it kind of flares out really wide at kind of like a pear, and then goes back in. And it kind of, when it kind of releases or hangs loose, it kind of, I don't know, it looks like a new friend said, kind of like the Japanese look, I think. I'm sure there's a proper fashion name for it, but you can check out my social media, you'll see it. And I wore, I had found some Stephen Madden, I'm not sure what it is. They're like Doc Martens. They're patent leather, kind of pearlescent white, with really heavy lugged, heeled, and sole. But they look like combat boots, but they're patent leather white. So I had that going on, and I had just gotten my hair cut, because literally that day, and I usually would redo it, and I just went with what Laura had done. And I got so many compliments on my hair, and I ran into some friends that I had not seen in literally 2 years. And 2 years ago, I was a whole lot thinner. And I just kind of felt thrown together, and they're like, you look wonderful, you know, you look great, you know, I guess better than I looked when they last saw me. I'm like, really? Because this is not my favorite me. Anyway, it was kind of interesting to get it from someone's purview of haven't seen hide nor hair of me in 2 years. But talking about about the me, since we're in the new year and New Year's resolutions. And you know, I was doing Weight Watchers, and I haven't ended my membership, but they had changed the plan, and I wasn't real happy with that exactly. But my body was not responding, and I wasn't eating very much. And in fact, when I went to my doctor, it's like my body's at a set point. And now he doesn't believe in that. And I'm like, I'm doing everything I can, and it's just not responding. And there was one medication that he prescribed that it's not a diet pill, but I won't go into what it is. But anyway, I think over like a 2-month period, it's been known in some people to lose like 10 pounds. So I'd be happy with 10 pounds. Yep, I would. But, you know, I always, since, I don't know if this is going way, way back, a year, 2 years ago, I had a UTI, and I didn't know about it, and it was really, really bad. And so every time I go in, because I have to go in to, you know, I have arthritis, I have to go in 3 to 4 times a year, and they draw blood and, you know, keep tabs on me. And let's see, he did, anyway, so I just have decided to go ahead and have them test for UTI every time I go in, just to rule it out. And they're like, fine. And I said, well, could you give me the printout? Oh, he came up and he's like, did you eat this morning? And I'm like, yeah, I had some yogurt and half of a protein shake, a Premier. And I guess there was a high level of ketones or something. That's probably not the right name of it or whatever. And I'm like, well, what does that indicate? And he's like, starvation or could be diabetes, or it's where you're not. He's like, you need to eat some pasta or some carbs. And you know, I will say I've been focusing on protein because I know that that's more satisfying for your body. And it's like chicken and that type of thing. It's harder to digest, or it takes more calories to digest. So I was probably, you know, I was doing 2 Premier high protein drinks, which were 30 grams or milligram, whatever, of protein. And then I eat the 000 yogurt, which are 15 grams of protein. And I had pretty much had like a set meal of what I've been eating, and I get kind of in these grooves where I eat the same thing. And so taco soup, and I did have, you know, some Tostitos with it, and has lots of veggies in it. It does have lean ground beef in it. I eat, you know, no sugar added fruit cups, and yogurt is pretty much what I've been living on. And I got to thinking, you know, it can be problematic. I guess, you know, everyone's on these the keto diet, and I guess my body's just doing it on its own, and it's, you know, burning your fat. I'm like, well, why the hell am I not thin? Now I will say, I am, you know, there was a time, I think I've shared with y'all, back in the early 90s, where I was taking a medication that put on 2 pounds every month, and I was on that medication for 3 years. And that is the worst thing when your body has that type of, my arm's going tired, response to a medication. And you need the medication, but you know, it is like, I mean, you talk about throwing you into depression. And you're racking up weight and not eating yummy food, you know, and just putting on the poundage. So if I look at my highest ever weight and what I am now, I should be somewhat okay with it. But I've quit getting on the scales. I'm just going by my clothes. And I would like to go down probably 2 sizes. I would be happy with that. And then, I get to thinking, here I'll be turning 63 in April. It's like, my whole darn life I've worried about my weight and, have an anorexic brain. And it's like, should I just quit caring? But it's just not in my, I don't know. I don't know that will ever change, but I'm trying to be a little bit more loving towards myself. And, anyway, so that's what's been going on and physically with me. Trying to not get COVID. I think I told you everyone up in Oklahoma, all my relatives have gotten COVID. Either prior to Christmas or after Christmas or around Christmas. Robin and Carlos and Isabella were sick. Robin got tested and they said it wasn't COVID, but I really am thinking it was the Omicron. I did get my booster. I think I shared that. So it's just really crazy, going into the grocery store. There's a lack of bread, like how it was when there was a run on all the products. And people are going into the car. So I'm going to be quiet for just a second, because it's going to be like crazy woman here. Anyway, you go in and there's no ground beef or there's no chicken. And Robin, Carlos went in for some meat, and I think she shared they were out of chicken over in Fort Worth. And it's like, oh my God, it's just the supply chain, or because so many people are becoming ill that there's breaking down in things that when they normally run smoothly or like they should or like we're used to, we take it for granted. And, people are having to run with less staff. I didn't realize this, but it started last week in Fort Worth, is because they have so many teachers out. Robin had gone in, she got promoted from she worked with children with certain reading problems, and she had gotten her master's, and she got promoted up into an administration type of job. But they've been called back into the classroom, and they're kind of like acting like subs. And Fort Worth has a lot of schools, and Fort Worth is a big city, and so they're being sent in. Robin was always in elementary school, but they're being sent in to all levels, and there's no consistency. It's not like, okay, you're going to go stay in this one classroom. It's like every day. I don't know if they're doing it every day or just a certain number of days. But Robin hadn't been in the classroom, and she was with kindergartens today. She called me. She's like, oh, my mom, they don't have good processes in place. The children can't write their name. They've got masks on. She doesn't know their names. She doesn't know what their kind of the classroom ground rules are, and just the timetable of when they take recess, when they have lunch. Like recess is like first thing in the morning, and then lunch is like at 10:30, and then for like a 4-hour period, these kindergartens don't leave the classroom. And they've got the attention span of a gnat. And anyway, so she was like, oh my God, it takes a special person to work at that level. And so I'm trying to think of the upside. You know, what can we, is there any upside to it? And I like, you'll appreciate your job that you have once you go back to normal. And also she got, you know, they got to leave, you know, the school closes or shuts down at 3. She gets home earlier when she goes to elementary school. So that's the upside. But she did survive the week, and several of the school districts have shut down for a while. And because there's just, I don't know if it was because of Christmas, you know, so many people out shopping and with family, and it's just spreading rapidly. So that's kind of the current state around here. I think you know, what I was telling you about the monthly get together, it was put off a week because they were hoping to give some timeline where, you know, any COVID cases or exposure would be reduced. So it was actually last night, and I opted not to go. One of my friends is having a cocktail party next week, and I will be going to that little soiree. And, you know, I don't know that I've ever been to a cocktail party, per se. I think I've gone to leadership meetings or training where they did have cocktail parties, but there you just wear what you had in class or whatever. So I haven't come up with what my outfit of that soiree is going to be, but I guess I got some time. Anyway, this is just a rambling bunch of nothing. Let me catch you up on Christmas. I got together with Robin and Jen. Jen was going to Idaho. They were, Dylan, her husband that passed away, his grandmother had passed away, and they were doing a memorial on Christmas Eve. So she was going to be out of town Christmas Eve, Christmas. So we got together. We went to Fort Worth, the stockyards, which are pretty well known. They have a Western, real looking Santa with a real beard, and he had on boots. And again, you can look at my Facebook or Instagram, and you'll be able to see the picture that we took there. We ended up getting one with Robin, Jen, and I, and Isabella. And had I known that I was going to be in the picture, I think I would have chosen a better looking outfit. I had on, it was really, really cold, super cold, and I had on the same outfit that I wore to that get together, you know, the black and white striped, but I had a red wool coat over it, and it's like I look like a Goodyear blimp or whatever. But anyway, it's starting tradition, so we'll do that every year. And this guy was really smart. The guy that was doing the pictures said, you know, let's do the group pictures first, and then do Isabella by herself last. And Lord have mercy, you know, I got Isabella cracking up on when she and Robin and Carlos were doing their family photo. And then when they did her standalone with Santa, she came unglued. And Robin, that's the shot that Robin ended up picking for the first Santa picture, and it was like, oh my God. Thank God that Robin Carlos was right there to pick her up, and thank goodness we had already gotten the shots of the other pictures, because she was having a total meltdown. But anyway, we went back to their house and had pizza and watched movies, and Isabella's just adorable. She is just a delight. She's walking everywhere, and you know, she has the energy level that if you could sell it, box it, or contain it and sell it, it would be worth a lot. But she's just amazing. And I can't remember what word she said. she fell. She was, not hard, but she plopped down. I'm like, are you okay? And I swear, she said, okay. And Robin is like, does she say okay? And she's like, she hasn't. I said, well, I think she just did. And this is just how my brain is. This is just a stream of consciousness video. When Robin will call me on her way home from work. And so I was chatting with her, and she opened the door, and she's like, oh, I get to see baby. And I can hear Isabella going, mama, 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 mama. Oh, and it was like, I'm like, what better to come home? And Carlos is there, to greet her. He's working, but just the happiness in her voice that mom is home. And anyway, it was just so cute hearing her say that. But she had a good Christmas. She liked, Robin is a minimalist and didn't want a whole lot of toys. I bought a winter coat that she wanted from Old Navy, and it's really like a ski coat with hood and fake fur. And then I bought a little puffy pink coat, kind of Barbie pink, just cash. And she has like these little Ugg boots and jeans. She's just adorable. And what else? Oh, she's into trolls. And so I got her 2 ornaments. I got her a little Snoopy ornament that's, like a little stuffed animal, but very tiny. And it's kind of like a little cartoon of a Snoopy. And then I bought her a troll, Poppy. I think her name's Poppy. And I didn't think Poppy was going to make it because Poppy was missing in the delivery. But she showed up, and Isabella will go grab off those ornaments and carry them around with her. Got her some Mickey Mouse pajamas, and then got some panda slippers, and the sack the baby thing that she sleeps in. It's kind of like a zip up, but the feet are enclosed. It's because her other one that I'd gotten for her birthday, she had outgrown it. And what else did she get? Got her books. Hazel got her, there is a Pug Note. Melissa Langer makes these Pug Toys, and I love them just as a representation of pugs. And she does all kinds of fun, pugs in pajamas or whatever. But they're really supposed to be dog toys. They're filled with fleece, and they're made out of fleece. And they look like little pugs. And I thought, Hazel can give that to Isabella because it won't hurt her. It's, soft, and it's little. It's not going to take up space. And so Hazel gave her that. And then Hazel gave her a book. There is a Pug Liberty over in England. Her mama writes books about their trio of pugs. So Hazel got that for Isabella, and I got her some golden books, a reindeer book and 2 troll books. And what else? Oh, Robin's like, okay, she loves to plop down on the floor and watch TV. So there was this big Poppy troll pillow, and she just loves it. Robin says she just walks around carrying Poppy with her. And then I guess the next day she had been laying down on it watching TV. And I'm like, that is so cute. Anyway, Poppy's or trolls are in right now, and I'm sure that will change. But anyway, she just makes me smile. And what else is going on? Cowboys are in the playoffs. Oh my God. They are, they say, the Cowboys are America's team. And actually, I think it's the world's team. And either they demand either great love or they're such haters of the Cowboys. And I was listening to one of the podcasts, and it's all these news, the beat writers, and one's from Fort Worth Star Telegram, and one's from, there's a different mix a lot of the time. And I was wondering where I was going with that. Anyway, they're always so hard on, the Cowboys had a 12-5 season, and, they had a blowout with the Eagles, 51-27. I think they just let them get that last touchdown just so it wouldn't be so bad. And, all the main players were out. This was the B team. Well, we had lots of people out with COVID or injuries. And, yeah, we had a quarterback, but he went out after 3 periods after he got the record for the most touchdowns in the franchise history in one season. Zach got 1,000 yards. They also got 2 other guys that made touchdowns. So they've had 23 different people make touchdowns in this season, and that is, I think, an NFL record. And even when the backup quarterback, Cooper Rush, went in, they made 2 touchdowns. So, and they had pulled a lot of the main players. So, so they beat, each of the members, or what the NFC East is, Washington Eagles and New York Giants. So they swept the East, and I don't know why we're in the East. And I don't know if I told this story, but during the Washington week, there was this big build-up because I think McCarthy, the coach, said, he had faith that they were going to win. And, they were like, oh, he's being so rude that he's saying that. But I started watching the rivalry over the years between Washington and Dallas. And what was so funny is way back when, I think the Cowboys are only 30-something years in existence since they've been established, and I think some of the teams have been there for 75, I don't know, a long time, like since the 30s. And anyway, at that time, to have a new team join the league or the conference, it had to be agreed upon by all the owners of each team. And wherever the Washington people were, I don't know if they were originally, I don't know where they first were established or where they're from, but their owner nixed the whole thing. He was the holdout on approving the Cowboys. And I thought this was genius. There is some song that is a Redskins song, or they're not Redskins, they're the Washingtons, sorry. Their mascot or whatever is to be, or proper name is to be announced at some point. But whoever the first owner of the Cowboys bought the rights to that song that they sang at every game, all throughout the game, and used that as leverage to get the owner of the Washingtons to approve the Dallas Cowboys. I thought, what a awesome strategy. I mean, because I guess he could have kept them from singing that song. Anyway, I thought that was genius. And just a fun fact from the past. And we're playing the 49ers, which I guess there's a huge, a ongoing, or it used to be a really huge rivalry. And there was some controversy in one game, I think in the 80s, where we had beat them. We had finally gotten good enough to beat them and went into the Super Bowl, and I think we won 2 in a row, and then we won another one, and so they finally won a game. And I don't know the player. He ran and he like was disrespecting the Cowboys star in the middle of the field. I think it was like not the first time he'd done it during the game. And I don't know who the player was, but he had had enough of the disrespect, and he ran over there and just decked him. Of course, he got evicted from the game, or ejected, or whatever you want to call it. But so there's some past history, and I think we got Deion Sanders from him. I believe that was, and they were really angry about that. And anyway, just kind of some fun backstories. Hopefully they will play up to their potential. And I get so nervous during the games, but I'm trying to see what else I can tell you. I don't know, but my voice is starting to go, and I think this is near 30 minutes, so I can't believe I've had this much to say. But I did absolutely nothing on New Year's Eve, and I went and got my tag. That's why I got dressed. I had to go pick up my tags today, and I had all these things to remember. I had to get the parking updated in the system so they don't tow my car off from my apartments, and then toll tag had to update that, and everything had to be just right on time. So it's like, I'm sure that's why I only slept like 3 or 4 hours last night. But Cricket, if you're still watching, I am about to start a cross stitch, a Barbara Anna design that is, I bought several of her PDF patterns. She has a Dreaming Vida cross stitch that's really cute, and then she's got Frida, like a cup. You'd have to look up her designs. They're really unique, and not that difficult, because I need something pretty easy for me to get back into it. And then I'm really feeling the urge to quilt again. So I hadn't done that in quite a while. So hopefully we'll push myself to do it. And, I think all this just downtime and so much time to be in your head, I do have depression. So sometimes I'm just, there's things I want to do and I just don't do them. And I need to do the motto of just do, 5 minutes of something. And then after that, you can stop if you're not enjoying it, just to get me started. I have been watching some free Zoom meetings or on Facebook, and Daniel Smith Watercolors has artists from all over the world that they get together weekly and have a meeting to talk about the different paints, and then they have artists come on and talk about the paints they like and the techniques. And you can sign on, you can go to their Facebook and watch and get to hear from people all over the world. And there's a notification. Amy Tangerine, who does crafting, she's a really fun, delightful lady. She had a Zoom, and it was about creating a life you love. And then also Jill, I'm not going to say her last name correctly, Badinsky, I think, had one, and she's real creative and just kind of your creative muse. And there was something else ukulele related. Anyway, there's just been a lot of fun free things that I have been doing. Update on my dance classes, at least belly dancing and hula, at the start of the year, they quit doing either Zoom or Facebook Live. So I opted not to do that at this time. And there may be a time that I go back to the studio, but it's just not right now. I do have several ballet and yoga things that I could do. So so I need to do it. The other thing I was going to talk about is my word for the year. And I did find cricket and gin, and I think it's exactly so. There is a great floss tube video on YouTube channel. I think it's called Stitch Roadies. She used to do quilt roadies, or she still does it. She does quilting, and she's gotten into cross stitch, and she lives up in Washington, and she just has a delightful personality. I think her name's Anna, and you want to check it out. Stitch Roadies. And she just has such a calm demeanor, and just so, I don't know, just I really enjoy talking to her, and she always has lots to share. Anyway, I am totally losing my voice. But the word, I can't remember what her word for the year. And usually I have joy or something like that. And I thought, okay, what? And I had a year of yes. During COVID, you can't really do a year of yes. I thought flourish may be a good word for this year. Have you picked a word for the year? And what football team are you going to be cheering for this weekend during all the playoffs? And let me know how you're doing. How you feeling? Do you have people to share your what's going on with your life? It feels so singular again. I thought we were going to get out of this for a while, but it's just sometimes daunting. So hopefully this has been really boring content, I'm sure. I always come up with one more thing. You know how I've been into taco soup, and I thought, okay, I've been eating a lot of taco soup. I need to change it up. Well, I bought some frozen dinners. I think I'm going to say it wrong, but tikka masala. Indian recipe, with some curry in it, and I just love it with chicken. And I don't usually like the chicken that they have in these frozen meals, so I had cooked some chicken, breasts of chicken, little nuggets, in my air fryer, and came out really good. And made some rice with chicken stock. Replace the water with chicken stock, and have been really enjoying that. And then trying to eat a little bit more carbs, so I got some cereal rolls and cooked that in the air fryer, and put a little dab of honey on it, and can't believe it's not butter on it. And actually the honey with some of the chicken, and when I'm eating that with the tikka masala and the rice, is really tasty too. So I'll probably be eating that for the next 2 months. If I can't find the simmer sauce for the tikka masala, I'm gonna have to make it from scratch. So worst case scenario. Anyway, enough of this, and sorry for the bags under my eyes, and of course I'm wrinkled, but I'm alive. And I'm already thinking that I'm 63, so when I'm 63, when my birthday comes, I'm not like, oh my God, I'm 63. My mom used to do the same thing. We got to prep our mind for it. Change is not always a good thing for us. It takes us a little warm-up time. Anyway, hope you're doing well, and let me know, thank you, Debbie and Cricket and Jen, for, y'all leave me comments, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate every person that watches my videos, and those that have remained subscribers. And if you know anyone that might be interested in this quirky little life of mine, please let them know and have them subscribe. I would love to build the channel up a little bit. Maybe I need to start doing some crazy stunts or something, because or do this format differently. But just wanted to say I'm alive, and Happy New Year, and pick a word for this year. Anyway, peace out, guys.